So what role do you think social media will play in the election, and how big of a role do you think that it'll play?
It's a multiplier. It allows messages about expanding our economy, creating jobs, and getting this country back in the game internationally. It allows so many more voices to be heard and messages to be understood. So I like to think of it as a multiplier effect, and it's critically important. If this democracy is going to succeed at the end of the day, then you need more people participating, and social media allows more people to participate in politics, and that's a good thing.
Absolutely, and that's a great segue to one of my other questions, which is that in recent days, social media has been a way for people to interact with the government and, kind of express what their feelings are on, for example, things like the debt ceiling. Do you think that this is an effective tool for people to reach the government and get, kind of express their opinions more?
Of course. This is exactly what our system is based upon. Everybody has the right to speak out, and you need tools with which to express your opinion. And social media is a very important part of getting voices out there. I was living in China the last 2 years, and 500 million internet users, 80 million bloggers now in China, and they're beginning to express their own concerns about their government, lack of transparency, lack of political reform. Those voices wouldn't be heard otherwise. So this is, whether it's in our political system where we're used to registering our voices politically, that's part of our tradition in our history. But in other parts of the world where there hasn't been this tradition, for the first time, voices are being heard, and I believe that that's a good thing in terms of bringing about further political reform.
Absolutely. So your whole campaign is very active on social media. However, you do have less Facebook friends and followers than some of your other candidates. Are you, as part of your strategy, to catch up in that realm?
We'll catch up. We've only been into this a month,
right.
And others have been into it years. And we talk about the multiplier effect as we get out on college campuses, as we kind of get out, particularly to the younger generation who care deeply about the generational opportunity we have to get our numbers right in this country, to cut the debt, to deal realistically with economic growth and job creation. This is your generation's issue. I mean, we're passing down this country to your generation, and the way it's looking today, it's pretty sick. And by 2020, if you look at where we are today and just look at expected revenues after Medicare, Social Security, interest payments on the debt, there's nothing left. And so your generation ought to be connected to the 2012 election cycle because these issues are all about you.
Absolutely. Okay, and last question. Video has been a big part of your campaign in your digital strategy, and particularly you embraced the viral video. What demographic were you targeting with that move?
Well, this is clearly a younger generation that would pass it from handheld to handheld, which is typically how this goes. But it starts with a maybe younger generation, and then it moves to those who those who might not be as facile with the technology, but you know very well who traditionally downloads those videos. That's where you start, and then of course there's a multiplier effect beyond that. If it's worth looking at, worth reading, worth tuning into, then it's going to get to a lot of other people who are interested in these issues as well.